Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Kenny T, and I decided to do this quick video just to let you know what I'm doing today. Okay, so in a few minutes, I'm going to take a ride from where I am to the office. Now, usually I just do videos before I go for the ride and usually after, right? But I want to take you with me on the bike. Okay, so I'm going to mount a camera on my back, maybe two, and then just take footage of the ride from here to my final destination, which is Powerhouse HQ, just for you to just get a feel of what goes on the bike when it's moving. So I'm taking you with me today all the way to Powerhouse HQ. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the Kenny T One-on-One podcast brought to you by Yatu Tea. So I'm wearing this Chicago Bulls top because obviously back in the day, I was a huge fan of the Chicago Bulls because these guys were on top of their game back in the day when we were learning how to play basketball. Remember the era of Michael Jordan, Pippen and all? Absolutely. That's the time we started playing basketball. I remember at Munali, we played ball with guys like Nonde, Otema, Blessed, as well as Yowela. Yowela is actually our general manager here at Powerhouse Media. A lot of people don't know that him and I come from way back. We're childhood friends. We played basketball together. Okay? Depending on how the podcast goes, I might reveal what his name was on the basketball court. I know he doesn't want me to do that. Our guest today is 76 Drums. Okay? We've seen him on TV. He's got crazy videos. The first time I saw one of his videos, I didn't think it was actually local. Why? Because they're so much into the videos and also the quality is amazing. 76 Drums, Ulishan. Now popoka.
Cheers.
Huh?
Overshining.
Natural. I was telling one of my guys that natural manakwati alaisa natural now popoka. Na ponya ko no kuponya hapa. Atuachira manakwati alaisa kwati ale popoka.
Kwa baile kwati. Kwa mfano form na mfomu apa ndive mfomu
ove mfomu ka na uponya yako panono
ndive mfomu kwa iba mfino form
nomba final form tukaimona this
istafe depend kwa iba the one that environment that's the shape consciousness, so according to environment today yako vile waisho forward
76 Drums edition of Mishokwis. When I heard about the name I was a bit confused. 76 Drums. How did you come up with this? What does it stand for? What does it signify?
So basically, what 76 Drums mean is, so everyone like has mask. Muntu onse abantu onse bayikwata mask ka. So chida muntu alikwata I mask here so. So for me, this is like my spiritual name, and this is the name that I can use like to when I want to speak. So how I came about with the name is quite period when I sheriff me up in almost like for some years. So then I wanted to actually have an identity before I go out. It's like now we were talking and Nina Basi ndiakumatero, but ndefo akumatero bamboni nganan. So I spent like quite some time trying to figure out the name. And it's not a name that I just came up with, like Naikara Punch Nambo. Like it's a spiritual name. It came muma chapters. Like you're getting glimpse of, okay, I think these numbers go well with me. But what it means, 7 means creation, like the perfection of creation. Then 6 is creation. Then drums is music. So it's like making music in a spiritual way, in a perfect way for my people to consume.
It's quite very interesting because it sort of baffled me quite a bit. I'm like, it is Sinead. But I mean, the explanation makes sense and it's quite deep, to be honest. Is it part of the reason that one of your guys, we have a mask? Didn't I know for a mask?
But detail.
So when I walked in, I saw my guest, and then the guy he's with is wearing a mask throughout. Ishne what about detail?
But detail.
So inanisha for the mask detail. Kuna camera taile mkopa kai.
I think that's just like his persona. It doesn't ngatabafu the mask teti basangwe kuno. Like tiba wafu abenebeka fedi mbikti wafu wako. So like financial miondo ati everyone has a mask.
Yeah.
So quite ba ine nalikuwa mask up son. Sometimes you might find me directing like a music video. I won't be in my 76 drums persona.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the
so different characters.
Yes.
Basically.
So ni mask. We call them masks. So everyone has like different masks.
Yeah.
So if let's say we're attacking a mask, you just wear a different mask. So to him, it's more like when he puts on that's his brand. So he's able to do certain things he can't do like on a normal.
I see what you mean. So what exactly does he do on your team?
Is the person like who does like the content. Okay. Every video of me, you've seen me like been there and out of the, we are off stage, we are backstage. Every Nangumantamba Ndete border, like he's the one behind that. So he's actually like our DOP.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's speak about the music set at the National Youth Awards. I'm told that you directed Tiana's set.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually direct. How was it to work on this project? Because the set looked really, really, really good.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I think me directing comes from like it's a way back thing. Like comes from way back. I used to direct music videos before Shidaisa Kudusak. Like that's the job that I used to work.
Okay.
So I used to work I used to do photos and videos. Mm-hmm. Then basically I'm the director. That's how I look at myself. Like I'm a director of stuff. So Isamukubati, when you have a vision, right? It's not everyone who does. So that if you have a like it's a body of work. Then quite about chidadevo yadi kwata umuntu ufira ikalapo. So kwali babantu balabe that ama vision carriers, those are the people that can see what is not yet seen from people by people. So which means nakuta mu future afimona. Ero abwera mi bat sentuchite so he will be the director because he's the one having the vision. So basically me I direct like music videos. Even for my videos, even like for other people's videos, like for my clients. It's part of like the things that I do. So working on that set for Tiana, I think it was like that was like my first time now directing other people's like set. You know what I mean in terms of performances. But I do direct like music videos.
I hear you. So with Tiana's set, did they call you? Are you good friends that you're given an opportunity to do that?
I think just like any other business, when what you do attracts people who are similar to your goal, your vision. So I think that's how it happened. Like what I'm gonna the way you do work here, so I
wanted something similar. Yeah. Great. 76 drums. Let's start from the top, my brother. Hey. Where were you born? I know you're born in Chidila-Bombwe. What kind of a life did you have when you were growing up? Because for most of us, but I know that you've been around and you've been doing things, Just because this is when I'm seeing you doesn't mean that this is when you're getting started.
True.
So that's why it's important that we ask, where exactly you're coming from so that we understand and we appreciate who you are.
Okay, so basically, like, I was born in Kitwe.
Oh,
I
okay.
was born in Kitwe, in a place called Chambodi. Begin the chinyam nyam. Kuchambodi. Chirabushi kunsangwa. Moa sodin. Yo. So, Nafiari Chambodi. Chambodi is a very interesting place because
Chambodi, and I say this with a lot of respect. Most of my friends that had Bawishmine, Chambodi, Tefio.
Kawashmine.
So, house number.
Pake 46.
So I'll tell you, these guys always remember these house numbers for in those areas. It's very interesting.
True.
Yeah.
So Chambodi, because my dad was Ishmael, right? He's now Ishmael still now. So
I'm just trying this. So my number I have to issue.
Awe. I've always been like this person who's just minded like his own business.
Understood.
Even Nangupanga Ndaga, somehow get surprised because Dimbi wasanga today onse. Dimbi wale tamba movie, they say wale tamba rambofo. Ngamia chai tamba po rambofo. Timu atarik. But I won't be there. I'll be just in my room. Maybe I'll be sketching something. Or Dimbi ndedemba something. Like I've always been trying to extract what's in my mind to bring it to reality.
Okay.
Manifestation kind of a thing. So growing up in a house where Aviashin Bashimainka, it gives you advantages and disadvantages. And most of the time, I always look at the advantages, like what's the advantage of this situation. So we had the privilege of my parent being Ishmael. Like he could afford basashita computer.
Computer bashitire olo bashitire panganda.
Tete bakushitira tuweka. If panganda tuli vengi. So okay. Let's say they buy a PC like for the whole household. So they're about okay, since our Karambo bandu first boy never in charge number is the one looking after everything. So by then, dating tininga gonna obtininga. Like I would just observe, but my greatest strength is learning. That's what I mean at never came at any given point, you know what I mean? So that in somebody they question you. Because in our monat now it means you've locked the path of knowledge, which means you won't learn because you've certified in your mind saying you know. So so that computer gave us like access to music. You know what I mean? So to bikira kwa ipo point mwagati mfo tu bikira abantu inimbo mafresh. So we would have like a lot of access.
Had big business area.
Very big business. By then piracy was everywhere. Mwamonaka ama albums from people having like ama records are physical to digital music. So paratwari bati muntungasa na fresh one big. So we have a lot of access to music. So which means you have to know urufumine, uruarafuma, like all that. So it gave me that insight to music because I've always been like a fan of music, very big fan of music. And so from there I've been listening like to Zambian music a lot compared to Nimbo Shimbi. So I did sangung fisha ko shimbisha kwa tawa. I don't for rock South Africa. But me growing up, right?
Yeah.
I'm a true Zambian music fan. Like Zambian music, like deep. Yeah.
So but how many were you in the family?
Almost like 10. Almost like 10. Because family is to the Bengi. After Pondo sana.
Oh.
To the Bengi fe sana. So in the number 5.
Oh, pakati.
Now pakati.
I see. So which schools did you attend in Kitwe? And at what point did you move to Chidilawombo?
So growing up, quite I'm in private school. Like you start in the private school, then they transferred me to
Ishinanshi private school.
Panamia. There was a school called Nami. So Naisambida Panamia. Then Nasaya Pasif. So we went to now Twashuka, which should be like primary or basic. Twashuka Basic School.
Twashuka Yabakwis?
yaba kuchambodi.
Oh, kuchembo kwa kwini. Okay.
So pato washuka padana saya ponish no grade 4. So from there, one thing about me is shishi vikwatinga nayo kunta wantu wala antemwa. There's just that thing about me. So by then I wouldn't understand like nishi denga nangwati nayo kuntu kwa, so everyone will be like, this boy, you know what I mean. So naizambira pato washuka. I think from grade 4 up to 7. Yonsena to I push every parapin, then we went to Chidawombo. So I'm trying to understand life, right? Then Afyashi was engaged to Kumbi. So we have to shift.
Bafumako mind kule.
Bafumako Kitwe. By number Konkora, which is Chidawombo. So we had to shift. So there's something magical that happened during the same shift. So to the moto kayakuka to the yakuda konganda. Then everyone has like their moment of realization. So kuleza mkubati wasamune finturo sapshamati, for me life was just about where I was. So when we moved, it sparked like something in me saying like Padiopo Wadi is not the entire world. It's just a place. And there's more that you can explore. So which means if you limit yourself in one location, you miss out. So when we shifted to Chidawombo, I feel like we needed that, and I needed like that to begin like a whole new career. Because in Kitu I started like ninja mboku demba kwa tinimbo shanti. Na mboku dembo tunimbo nganderisha makonte na narei kata kai Kitu yale batikuta pa menshi. So panganda pali ba majeri kanyola ba fiashifu pali ba kumaini. But that didn't was scientist like waomba mdabu. So balesa punifia mdomu ikalama chemicals like kama containers yadi. So inikuya bura na mboku dishapo ama beats.
Wambo dishapo ama beats.
Ichongo kuma 14 hours afesho epshomata nombo unishi misango shashani. So I would make beats like I was very passionate about that.
Yeah.
I would make beats, then I would call my friends, we rap over the same beats hapa majerican. So when we shifted, I already started building up that passion for music. So when we went to Chidawombo, we couldn't just go anywhere. Like Tatuishi Wepo knew like so my brother DJ Panda, but he was familiar with my DAWs, like the things that we use to make beats. So bena kupangapo beats. So you would like make beats in the house. Then I would rap over them, and like the rest of the family would be like the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we go to my concert to enufi.
Akamunganda fi akakadi. Akakadi. Not akamuplay.
But your parents at the time, did they were they okay with it, or they were thinking you are playing around?
Shishi before being like bad sender, but from what I saw was I was doing very good at school. So they wouldn't tell me say like iwe. And this didn't be na repo nanga bayanda ta iwe. So I was doing very good at school. So they would let me do like my creative things as a reward.
I see. I see. So, like your father, what kind of music did you listen to in your home when you're growing up? Because sometimes we get our influences from them. Like,
true.
I listen to a lot of country music up to now because my father played a lot of Don Williams at the house.
True.
Yeah. What was the situation in yours?
I think my dad used to listen to like Kadindura heavily, like Kadindura music most of the time. Like he had all these tapes. So after she went in, no advanced. Mwapa kwa tinga kwa isa kasha nish kale bakwete ngateba mbisho kwata nisheba second. So nangwela ti dish panga nda nishi like you'll be the first one to buy. So even nang mu community mien bantu baza nkutamba badango ati mulebika di so bali kweta ma tape. But that, and I think by that ma tape ya mfima. So he would listen to that most of the time. So even when tuasa kwata na ngwata ma computers, then we were trying to play other music, like we wouldn't listen in the music in gopo bad but iwe fumie pwefyo music yandoshi. So like
music yandoshi had got music and music
like rap, like rap, it was like no, like that's not the thing. Like, let's listen, this is music.
Yeah.
But for me, I had a passion for rap, and I would understand like, okay, it's just like
also his era,
like,
it's coming from a different
exactly school. Like it's just that my dad, like in a name like music is very my preference, like imofo mwarafu na inofo na arafu afya rap sana, but music imo ine bambi bala itemo bambi bala ipata. So taya kwa that I music ya right ya wrong, so takwa bana ngufila bana that waimba off key. There's nothing like that. Same na when we are being creative, right? More creative process. Takwa bokurufianya. Me, one of the mistakes I've made, like ama mistakes I ain't gonna pang. They've been like the greatest things I've ever done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in your
music
production.
In everything, in terms of creativity.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yachibani mistake, but pabo wasa imonat iwe ngako wacha, but yachibani mistake.
I hear you.
I hear you. Kakadi. So na music yawa ni my preference. You can't tell someone the music to listen to. So my dad used to listen to like Kadindula. So I grew up listening to Kadindula music like a lot. That's why I always like do Kadindula music, because to me that's the sound that I was raised with. So Kadindula music is in everything. So ngamwamona na ngatumu na adekura kula batire tunimbo bemba olonanguna umupapa oriye umwana chi like mulemu bounce la pali 3 step ni bounce ya Kadindula. When they start growing up mwana bembida chime in na tente kwa sharu kwenda chime in. So if you follow ida tempo ida tempo, that's like our ancestral sound.
Yeah.
Right? That's the kind of music that I produce now. I follow the same tempo and the same tempo. So ida music yadi kwata certain impact on our generic codes, because once you listen to the music, it reminds you of what was. It's like it's embedded inside our DNA. So DNA abakwati ni like yadi kwata fila kwa ma codes ya nimboka. Na ama DNA strands na yena yadi kwata ngawarisha C code. Yara to activate a certain part mu DNA. So when you listen like to the right sound and the right rhythm, it activates you. Nangu energy da chinja. Ngwachita mfoku ikara ule mfa demotivated. When you listen to a certain 7/6 drum song, you get activated, because that music is not just speaking to you, it's speaking to how you were made, and it reminds you of what was, because DNA carries like the information even near Kariyama ancestors, you know what I mean? So they used to listen to this kind of music. So when I play that sound, nangutawayo mfuapo so ngwala pishemata, I think mboru mfuko kwa nariruishi because like it,
and that's how people, you know, like personally, ngara umfolo imbo ulo anyu, ngara kwa ka sound or ka feel. It's easy for me to like it.
Yes,
you know. So it's a very clever way of doing it. Actually,
yes,
it's totally understood. So you were 10. I know that one of your siblings is a DJ. DJ Panda.
DJ Panda.
Did anybody else pursue music other than yourself and your brother, who's a DJ?
I think at one point I was isapo nare angala parodika. So kwali bandi yo baledisha music panebo. So but that bari ya wasa imbapo kachinga chirimbo, but chai chika likwati chai chakuchacha go fe then
choshimbo baire imbapo
like chako yangu chapo fe. Then he came home saying like thinking they for a musician, and everyone Vonse mpabondi vasambo kuseka vapshimata ngei behavior vambo kuchama like ngei trajectory vambo kucha, because you need to know like music are this background of people who pursue music, they don't make it. You know what I mean? It's not guaranteed that you make it.
No, there's no guarantee at all.
It's very dangerous. It's a very risky career. So usually I think that's the last time we heard my dad thinking about him being a musician, but I don't think he can remember, but me I can, because I was very gravitated to music. So bapanda vakaramba vandika vena vari esangwati we would go out kuyangufaya kwati studio akashenkia vena kuisa aya vapo kuyafe mustudio mwaikala fe mwadodisha vaimipsha imo mukonkerenshi tamuishi vena mwebe kaita mwaishwa nefichtika, but you claim yourself to be like musicians, you know what I mean? So we managed to have like access to studio. So one of the people nadi aikala mufe like me have been nadisangwa sana na bantu abembeni mbona papene botavaishi batineo. For example, kulioko twakulideka a lot of like artists badi fumako kuda kuin like they came from Chambodi.
Yes.
Bengi abantu abafuma ku Chambodi. So one of the people is Mr. Stash. So pamwa abo padi ba Stash pa Bondi badi kwete audio studio. So bena badi ba studio. Ifo pamye story ba manimbo tifo bikisha manimbo bene badi panga manimbo.
Okay.
So like they had access like to studio by then. So it would be like this thing where like badi kwata studio. Ine shai ngidepo na ku studio kuda na mic shai mwene pali fepo to wale perera. Kwa tabai cheba shadi da paso. So I feel like that was like the drive, even like on inception. Like I always wanted to know like how do people create music? Okay, ngashira panga like vapanga shani nishi bashipangira that effect. So Chamboli to me has been like always that place where like people in that area were allowed to dream. You know what I mean? Like tumo afuma fe mwangu chitefingi. So I think a big shout out to Mr. Stash for them to being around like Philopo Tourist, because we saw him from Ofoba Ambide to where he was. So it's been like a big inspiration to be around them even this time, seeing like how they built from that vision to up to now,
up to this stage. So when you were in Chilabombo, which schools did you attend?
I think naidefeko school is school more.
School mpaka wapish.
From grade 8 up to grade 12, I was at Chilabombo Secondary School.
So number, when you're growing up, who did you aspire to be? Did you have any role models like in Chilabombo or in what's the other place in Kitwe?
Chamboli.
In Chamboli. Because ngole kula bako atoke but bale mabala kunchito bala ndefo kubako kwa tinbadi. Or maybe you're looking in a magazine or whatever you see on your phone and stuff like that. Who would you say influenced you in one way or the other? Whether fiadi chitika kulasto or tafiachitik.
But I would say in a personal dika, I'm nganshiri na abantu na very introspective.
Okay.
Which means dengira sana mukati. So by the time I started realizing like let's say ngode foku bango muntu kwali babantu people call role models nishinarikura. I was not in Kitwe by then. So Kitwe, I would just go and have fun. You know what I mean? Like nalafe mkwangala, being a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So eventually when I got to a point where I was aware, I was very aware, like I was aware at the very young stage. So nasa mboku mone fintu ifo abantu tabale mona
kwati finish
nangwati wamboku ishwati they don't dare kutipita dent
number
nango wamboku mona ta they don't have tabako etempi impia. So if you could it is so namu ishwa ida style
nice ba
like wafuma pali ulio bapera wamboku imona pali perspective ya upera.
Okay, makes a lot of sense.
So that now gives you responsibilities because the information that you know, a responsibility warakwata. So nga mwaishiwa okkirinaka nga mwayapalambire mukalamu nati napalamba. So responsibility enu kupawamya because of information mwishibe bwali mona papa clean off pamoneka oro walishiba cleanness ofo ya. So nga wayapalambire walaishiba ta apa think napalamba. So it becomes like your responsibility. So I was very aware at a young stage. So which now means I started being nasamboko ishibe fintu. Then abantu tabachita expected ninchiba because
sure.
ndi mwaiche.
Yeah,
So I will still maintain ukumoneka kwati nshishibe. Then ninchi.
Now ishiba.
So one of like my role models I would like to be like this person. I enjoyed rapping and I grew up listening to like Chef 187, Maki 2, like Slap D. So for me it was just about like, okay, this rap thing is very interesting to me. Like, and I would craft music that would somehow be similar to that music I listened to. So I remember at this one point, Nasare Mboru what my like, no guys did tonics. Right ukali sana to a point ya kwati bale pishama ati maktuwe waimba.
Pantu wale imba kwati maktu.
Awe, narukali pisha. Mwamfaka, like narukali pisha. Then tarundingide ne mwine ne wimbi. Understand ida kwati.
Awe ni ngumfwa.
Lwakali pisha.
Lwachila mchipimo.
Then wapuna fati, uinga chitefi nyuyu. Notiwe. So nangwanda tineo na chabala kwa tiwe tetu cha urumbo. Maktuwe wa cha urumbo. So nasa mbo kuchemata. Oh, serious. Nga if they can compare me with the greats, it means I can be one of the greats. So that was like a very big sign to me saying like, okay, nga ndecha efi, then if chai kila pari kariba, it means I must be one of these people who do it at this caliber.
So when you're on the copper belt, was it around the time there was that beef between Makitu and Slap?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
What did you say, quiz?
That's the disappoint I want to. So most of the time, me what I do is I'm not usually on the Insango outside Jiksango I want to most of the time. So and I don't. But that doesn't mean I don't support the other side.
Yeah.
So this is what used to happen. So pangandaga, because to got access to music, so there is debates. My elder brothers who debate like. So our eldest brother would say like, me I don't listen to Zambian music, so it's off the chart. Now the rest will be like, booger. Then we'll be like, Slap D. So me I would go on Slap D side, but when I'm alone I'll be listening to the copper belt side. So I would also like naraba kuma side Dionse, but when ngani time ya debate mungandaka ko XYZ takwa kwete ama supporters.
Kaiba copper belt mwana support omuntu wenu.
So ko XYZ takwa kwete ama supporters ka. So ni naraba ko XYZ so that debate ikose. Ngato wabonza aba kopala so agera bata. We have nothing to talk about at the end of the day. So in film, conflict builds story. So I'll choose to be on the other side so that they can be exchange of ideas. Because what I said, okay, why do you think so? So they will give you points and you also give them points. So in a debate, you're box packing, and now you having like knowledge about the music. Because me, I would follow like actual knowledge, like, oh, I'm a buzzer on Fumishaya. Yes, so not like not the support of out of Iftar. So we would like raise those points, and those points will now point out like the creativity in music. We are now like judging the music based on how the people created the music. So it now gives us that we're now understanding not just the music, like we are in the music.
So I know you've got a very deep side of you, spiritual side, so to speak. Do you go to church? Are you Christian, Muslim? What do you believe in?
I wouldn't say like I believe in. I would say I know.
I believe in God.
Me, I know.
Do you believe in God?
That what you call God is like the essential basis of life, like the first thing that happened in life, like the great light, the first fuego, the first light. Like God is the first light. Then the light here first, air and biloxta spread into everything else, right? So the same spark that blew up at first, that was there, the same spark is in me, is in you, is in everyone. So what I believe is there's a creator who created things that we see, because we use his template or her template to create. You understand? So I believe that there's a creator. And when it comes to like religion, I was raised in a Christian home. So I know Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
So now we would go like to spread the news to people, spread the good news to people. And that what built like the confidence in me talking to people.
Are you still a witness?
Yeah, it depends on, like I feel like I haven't changed.
Okay.
Like I'm still the same person. I just know a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like I'm still the same person. So for me, this is what I believe. Knowledge yabati.
Drums. Ulechita sana so. Nish.
Awo ndemi londo. Knowledge yabaso.
Kushia simple fi.
Eh.
Awo londolo na bachitumfu.
Yabaso. Information ngana ibikati. Let's say tusambira mu class ya bidai. Ba grade 12A na ba grade 12D. Inenga na ibikati ba grade 12A 13 sambido fo basambira ko staff yako atamani. I'm being down. Right?
Yeah.
Then na ba grade 12A nga ba ibikati state to am grade 12D. Finish ba ishiba. But knowledge starts when you acknowledge that you don't know.
Yep.
What I also ambidide. So me, I can even like them I can even learn like what Muslims teach. I won't go there to judge them, but I'll go there to know. It's about knowing, not believing. You can believe in whatever you want.
Yeah.
But knowing is different.
So for you, it's knowledge.
Yes, it's knowledge. Like
I need taking everything in.
Yes. Nang papa pen na la po na download the software ya puba. Abakari tabale foku ya puba kanshi ile fo ya kan software ya pu but bale mwana mu puba so tabeshi be strategy puba fikwete. Mai monaga but nga waiche fe wabika titapade fyo nchibe wayasambirira ko kufupuba. So kwali beyo ndandati kwali ba intelligence yaba manuka na passion ya fupuba ne fukopo. So ino na kwateo ine mwasangati nalamye be fintu kwati di kura nami wati ni mfumye mbolo nyuru rukari not no for the pisham then mwasanga chishing but ama kula ibati bara ko be then usanga ati rubi then abakali tabaranda tabako open if defense at ni mfumye rumbo bina bara ibi kafata akadutamba. So I can have like the knowledge of the people who know and the ambition and the passion and the drive of the people who don't know mixed together, because I'm just open to information. It's
always nice to have an open mind. You know, sometimes you come across people who tell you, I've been doing this for many years. But the truth of the matter is that I think everybody has something to bring to the table.
True.
You know, you can learn from but there's always something you can learn from them.
Fact.
Let's talk about when you started sort of like getting into the studio, production, and also I want to know when you recorded your first song.
I think first song and ni that global crisis. So by then quite a global crisis mucharo.
Okay.
And I would hear this like on the news and everything. So my first jam should be like with my brother. Like I recorded many jams with my brother.
None. Panda.
DJ Panda.
Uh-huh.
So this is where I even knew that I was hard. Because they had the studio. So benga bade yankurekoda but in the studio na the umwaichi. Like I would be this young boy coming at the studio and everyone would be like, esi nkuchef tu mbolo shani, but awe nyati ni artist. Ni artist tu ya papelele. Then na voice ya pata.
Of all the things benge pshade for some kuchita. Nish benga landa tai some chef tu mbolo shani.
I think shale moneka ku like I was still discovering myself.
Yeah.
Idea what it's not usual for a kid to be at the studio. Post studio paisa ngwana ngwata bakuru 30 chani 20 chani. Inena alifina ngwati shishi benga
but tu ache tu alesa, but tu alesa mkushisha something.
Utu ache tu alesa limbikasha mkushisha mark school. So na yokumana kwa nitura tui. Nitura tui. So number one day.
Yeah.
Nasa pondero de nantiparain. So bamadi nyabade bomba ku studio badi before tawda ku studio you meet her.
Kwa reception.
Reception, yes. Basanje bati iwe nishuwe mbile nimbo kwati bakuru nabakuru tabemba po efiwi
eba receptionist tab
ndafo kwebe efi bati ndero nakwe
so bale kwa kwati ni problemu olo wali bapapusha.
Like she was shocked, so she wanted to know if I know.
Oh, okay.
So bafoko shibati busho wali shibati ofo chitefi aso iwe ngata why shiba uchitefi aso. So when someone is talking to you, right?
Yeah.
It's not them speaking to you direct. It's the universe communicating through them to tell you. So that's how I've always seen life. So nangu muntu asa kweba ifidi fionse. Nangu akwebe fibi. Inesha pato unjebede fibi na rap shamveta. This is what I just need to learn. Ngabanje bato shire chitefia so correct. Tell the muntu ure njeba fake. Like the whole entire universe wants me to learn that. So I would take them as a vessel and the world just trying to speak to me. So I feel like it's those times and those moments that made me realize like I think fia oyo ifi karinga ta okweto kwa kusta compare kumbika utu amoko urechite fia oyo then tetu ishvet fia oyo. But if people affirm like if you follow it fia so it gives you like a direction like okay I'm heading the right way.
So when did you realize that Fiambo kuchitikanomba? Did you interact with any already established artists at the time?
Like for me, I wouldn't say music time na mbilo kumfati fida chitika. It's like way back. So when my brother now left for Congo, like he went to Congo.
Aida mukshitenshu Congo.
Mpanga music.
Aida muksa produce kule.
Yes. So time by today anomba kosa game like aba tira produce baya.
Kwa kwa opportunities aya kulile po kuchira mnani.
Yeah, I'm sure like you know like when you trying to search like for greener pasture. Yes, you try out like different opportunities.
Yeah.
So he left then Nashara neka nomba pakombon. So I started producing myself.
So what is aluba ko first?
Nasa mboku ipangira my beats. I would make my own beats. Ayakadi. Then I would drop on the same beats and go and perform at school. So bene badense ndanangwati munganda bamfyusha abafyashi nabalala mwafuma 02 mwa kushow
abale kufyusha ni bana
DJ Panda like mwa kushow then kula kwine kushow bakubutuka futi washana niwe bo DJ futi niwe artist that bale kutrain show kuba audio wini. So to me it's been always fun but it was hard at the my inception pada. So ngamwaidodesha muri the perspective ya kwati baya then in nashana neka. So I started producing my tracks. Then Fiambo Panka. And from that time I always felt like I can make this. And because I could produce like my own tracks, I would think of in any sense that I want. Let's say ngana pyama ndere ko da kankuru wari lero. Tapara bo warankanya. Ndere ko da kankuru wari. Panchiteyo ndefwa.
So kuma studio kwala kwa balaba kanya ate tureko day.
Kai, let's say you are being mentored by someone, right? They will mentor you in a space, in a form where they would shape you, right? So kwa muntu obe that Miyamoto Musashi overrated is a great swordsman from should be Japan. Miyamoto Musashi never had the master, so he mastered every skill because he never had the master. So nga wakwata master wala kwata style, but ngata wakwete master wala ifwaira style yo. So I feel like that's what happened to me.
So when you started producing for others as well.
Yes.
How did you get into video production, DOPing and stuff?
I think the music introduced me to everything. Cause nasa time naf mine kunganda nombaka na nafumako kubond kuba fyash should be in grade 10 so.
Mu grade 10 of mine kuba fyash.
Nafumako kuba fyash.
But ku school chilule.
Nafumako kuba fyash na nkusurvive. So nasa mbo kwikara kumbi. So because I need to survive, right? And the only way I can survive, the only way I used to survive was through art. Like I would paint graffiti. Like I would paint graffiti, then I would paint for schools.
Okay.
If it's not that, I would produce music for other people because I'm a musician is very now at 90%. This in industry, entertainment industry. 90% my musicians. The rest 10%. I'm a creatives, but I'm like, presenter, collaboration. So I saw it as a business opportunity, saying like, if all these people are musicians, me, I can become a producer who can produce for these people
and make money off them.
Yes. So that's even how like we managed to do like images. We would capture images for people, then we would do videos for people because bengi. Then they all want to make it. So it becomes era mandati bamukolo nga bwafula
tabucha bwangu
like bamukolo na bafula bapishima bamukolo bafula na namba fe kubombana ba shop so that bamukolo abambashitish. You see an opportunity where there's like disadvantages. So many disadvantage wamonamo advantage like kwa by the that alchemy which that transform what's there into wachipanga into higher self yachiko. So that's now got a problem. Your problem becomes your advantage. I know itemo kudi obwadi your advantage you be in. O inendu wa munguru your advantage you be in. Uri munguru fire wa upanga business no. Kai ora chita munguru fu nangutaba kushirisha ora chita fio munguru. So what more sentwambe kupanga MP out of munguru. So I saw it as that, like, if this is the problem, this can be the advantage.
When did you meet Mela Beats, and what kind of a role did he play in your life, musically?
Mela Beats has been like my childhood friend.
From where?
Like from Chambori. This is the guy that I grew up with. Like we used to.
So
yes, like childhood adventures I'll be with him. I've been through my situations now. Maybe it's like I am a jade, but we grew up with
I am a jade there, Shan.
I am a jade. Like imagine like we would go Marak farm. Ukutari. Swadi mbimango. Kutari uko. Like kutari. Then kudari mbibala mpoke fya kufuara. Ero muisefi manje, muishirefi.
Muira mkuswa mango ya banani.
Kairi
yabe nefe mwafika mwambo kuswa. Ero ba mikata.
Bara mikata limbi orota ba mikate.
Limbi mwala butuka.
It's tafe depende so ma survival skills ufudi na uchofa pate. My adventures. Noti ya kwa tuleta mba TikTok. Ufutole ya feda evo muda mwine fe mumpanga na we mumpanga kwa. Noti rambo itambia anuo rambo. Na muingira mu mrefu chitafida fine so twala mumpanga mudia kuswa mango nakachora kakupanga nichimea bisina mpera na majombo kaide na atisko alikweteko na majombo ene chakwe so ala mpera majombo then tuwe no boys James kwa twala kudya kwine kuswa mango nokuletera abakunganda noti Yesu ukudya kuletera abakunganda twachia kumpanga natuleta kwesha
nani wakati mwalimu kusenda mwamkugoleka
awe nishitatira kushongwesha pati paya nchili family man
so nga bamikata kuli alimo elo bamifule fyakufwala
noti ukufura okupoka ukufura kakiti bakubweshesha but bapoka
elo mwaisa shani kungani
kubwerera bondi kaidi nomba
kulolera nga kwafita
kuba strategic pali futi so ine saying ngana ambo kuishbo kusta survive ma situations ashupa because I was exposed to difficult situations even when I was young like kwale batirimbi namu ya mkuiba mango kumpango li kuchimuti kumuru oro muina pundat fidei ba mango atina chimone echo banishita kumweni mamvaga so padanga waibika tibambona na toroka nishoro bakumo
ero bakumona
so ngana muikonga like psychology failist couple like you are trained to be this person nanguti uchilipali ejino no walambo kushibati ma survival skills apaya bashani okay let's say in the environment ya so how do I act so I've been to awena if you are engi na mera beats
nga yimbi shimuka ko yimbi ni sa
so mera beats
na kumweno oli muchum cha sandati ninkomona
ni da namubera ma echo pundati chichibere myapa so ukufuma orubiro kanchita bakumwe
wow
so ifoko twakulireka uko twakulire kwali mentality yakwa tufire wakuda nangudu mwaiche like fure fe wali kwata fe manu fe aba kurufe nangudi kai chefe like wala ishbati bari ngwasha in original but I think it's different from how people are growing up these days like it's a bit different because even us by then bare to wachafiba chifire kura bwino tafia kumpa
mumpanga
even for kachinga to washadikisho kuri ya kumpanga like we would go in the bush ila banda bakenzwa ati I'm in the bush looking for money
tamale samba ko patudai
twale samba kumpanga utotuinoto etwale ndete dangani nevo kaini nokusamba nshayishi bana bapeni
nomba kadai wale tombokela mobati
akwa vet self esteem fe wapshon vati ina kairi ichetekero chandi chari kulisha noto form lepshamu na bashibo kusamba kusina believe and samba bwino kubachira banshire samba bwino kubachira but ufona aba believe sha fe nangwati na samba fe tubiri fe nangwati fofona abeba fe na ukamona akaiwe
ole chitaso but amori yali punch
kunwina but barumba na mwishi baide yakwati self esteem like ofo left start dress ofo left bantu bapshamata I think if you are stuff ya correct but when you believe them orunde when def mwene shafire monika so kwa wati na mya kadai iyo ya kupoke fya kufala na ndapo bara mpoke fya kufala ero ni understand I'm a Jehovah's Witness so mfiri mairona rangu nsabankanye mbira nsoma kubantu so kula kwino kuli ko sabankanye mbira nsoma ko bakupokera drip no ero bako wati tuntama bricks tute nangwa tadi 35 uyatwale pali ero poli yangu fumia ma bricks imbe obosambira na beno ko beka the side kuda so nalipitapo myaso so nangwa tfile style immediate into I don't see them as very humiliating as because I've been through in those situations yes and I understood one thing saying like perception is key about everything
so now Mela, when did you now start making beats for you? I mean, at what point did you guys start working together professionally?
So then me when I went to we were doing it with them. So when I went to Chidaombo, nishari kito pale. Me beats are that bush of watch time. Asa kadi pamwe like
ukupanga manyimbo
me beats ni bale abantu ba technology bale wakwati kwa isa kana kwata iPod sha na kwata tumaite to tumashani ena nakwa Then in anybody back boy ngako keshile kashan. Mwaishi baka. Him he's been always like in that position. Nangu vile bana ndati Nintendo we wandangisha ati yo boy ni Nintendo ina picha want Nintendo. Yo ishio. Ah boy ni Nintendo so inenshi kwata fi defi ya de test ka. Kwata mano ya de tests. So I've always like him was always been like that. So time na sanga tade panga like good beats. And like those are the beats that we want. Cause I like remember I was doing production. So I would know like okay, he beats Ikadi, he beats Teikadi. So when Mera was making beats by then, I don't say let's go and record Cypher kwa shule na so. Tuamku dao. So when he came here, he was like my first link here. Nishininsa kulusa kana pishimata number.
Chisha ishirenga tufume kuliawisa kulusaka.
Passion. So when
did you feel Lusaka had more opportunities compared to the Copper Belt?
Depends on if you reached. Like, so in my field, I wanted to grow. Like when we were running like our own company called Blue Box Wakanda with my brother that side, the one you were complaining about the mask. He's been my friend since I went to Chidabombo.
So naena mwa kukirera ngokufumuko.
Yeah. So time twice left Magoku would do. I think our business was doing very fine. Like very, very fine.
Okay.
We were making money. So, but it had to go like beyond that. Because the passion that I have for music like is very big. Then kurabo kuishibanga ningo kwete gift kurabo kumfamukati ati ninebo Moses wala tungurura abantu. Neo Moses wala tungurura abantu. So idafiri nidaba mumukati. Me for the longest I've always felt like I think kaba artists who kabangaini. But I've always seen people come through on the scene ka. Uyaisa bro, they're not like me. They can only be me who can be me. So nadishibati mfude na achite fo mfude nachi. Nachit. But it was like very risky and I'm a risk taker. Like Mizisi said to my risk taker. So I'm a very risk taker. So to asaf mako kudia, then came here. Ukwabra no kwa kufikira bwino. So nasafikira ku garden house. Kwa
side Lusaka West you.
Garden house kudia. So that's where now I would get from there. Kwambo kuya ku studio.
Studio at Quiz.
It should be like in the bar. So one thing I loved about that thing is that time should be the fact that tu waenda fe museboka then abantu baka kuti bakupita fe tu wafora fina ngwati slipa fina wala pita fe pala bala konka. So I'll be that time I used it as my free roaming time. Because me myself I knew like I'm becoming this person.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah.
And I'm already that. But remember that since I've always studied how to let's say moto I'll be 10 times clever than people around ka. But physically naraba fe chikopo. Then wapsha mfukwati uitadi teta tonto kanyefyaso. But nshikale njile moto. So I would use that. I'll just look like a normal person. Na bas na nina ambwesha kona 3 kwacha wanshwa like nambono you nkwete ve 5. Yeah, no pressure muntu wanti. Eda nana ndati pressure pa kunina bas kukwata poto kuna conductor. Like I'm speaking about things that I go through. People need to understand like abantu won't say great people or people who have achieved their greatness, they are just normal people. But they choose not to be.
They choose not to be normal.
Yeah, like once every time normal, we have like the same capacities. But once you decide like, okay, nede runsha arade, na ra training nako. Nga mama push up 50. Uwa bika vyati 50. Dero, na ra dika febari ya bonse. Ero ngume 55. You're just a normal person, but you choose to be great.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
When did you meet DJ Mzengaman?
Should be in the same period. So we are pushing like for music. I started building my team along the way. Namba kupanga team like, okay, this person will be doing my ABCD, this person will be doing my ABCD. So on one video, nareimba. Loka nshimba win. So nareimba, and that video blew up like overnight. Pa!
Got 114 views in 24 hours.
Yes. Like it just blew up like pa. That's where now I think DJ Mzengaman commented on the same one. Uyu muntu tinatema kubomba nanko. Pushena aliko kwele polo kokola pwati iwe inshitati balanda tinka yako next week.
Olobaka ntumina phone.
Enshio. If wenga ya ambako kaidi project to drop it in fast then like we move like fortune favors the brave. Once fetu amfat kuli opportunity kwa so nenshite yotakwadi went there pa. So they were trying to like prepare a contract for me.
They wanted to sign you to their label.
Yes. Okay. So basanje bati okay see after my nasabe banja yenga nsha sign.
Because after my hero foot into wasanga na fichinja
takwaba ichintu chomwini nebe nsha yenga nsha sign basase kapima narirorera paka bapuisha twapuisha mairo naisa kustu mkurekoda notati ngatwasacha ashani then ukesesa standard procedure ko yaba but in a passion na kwa tata following a standard procedure like I'm burning inside. Mudido. So I wouldn't wait for opportunities to come through, but if I see if there's opportunity to if you are soaked fia pangika because nemo nendo of pap shokti na achite fia kwat fia good shadimbi.
So no, but when you went and signed with Muzengaman, it means that you left Mela.
So Mela Biti is like it's not like he signed me. This is like my friend. Like I would go there and record jams. So inimbo imona record ni press briefing. I recorded at Mela's press. I also recorded the song called Zambezi Div. Na ichaide kuda kwine ku studio ya kwa Mela. So he would give me like studio time. I was so chayeko because he knows me like I'm his boy. So he would give me studio time to record. Nambi the van from boys yakata. Think it's boys. People don't really know until they know. So nangwati banganda me doing music. They knew that I do music, but not until baish but quite feel for quite fear serious because abantu won't say send that serious. You know what I mean? Like it's a few people would know even when they don't know. Like the example I'm better like but detail ezangu pati nendara ku studio shakwa to kwa kuikala njikala ku studio ngana pusho kurekoda ndiye arara mpepi na booth pakamba. He's the first person who gave me blankets to sleep like iwe boy
fimbanako
waishiba like 2 of which 2 iwe ule fimbanako. But him, he knew, like, he believed in the vision since inception.
Yeah, from day one.
So, fiapsana kona abantu badaishba, abantu monsenga baishba, kuina abantu badaishba, even when nobody knows. So, usually those are the people that I try to associate myself with. Because most of the ideas that I have, feel unbelievable. Then, taking blame your muntu at believe because na inenga na riena like, tina doubt wapishuma tiwe ulefore muri desert ule poromoka na jira ile utuka how like so my dear and in most cases yari shupo believe cause ta monica possible until you actually call bantu wapishuma if watch that pili would have.
How did you I
never left Mela I was still like working with
Okay,
DJ Mzengaman, and I still like had records that I was doing with him.
with Mela. How did you meet a gentleman called Kanizi? What role did he play in your music career?
So I met Mr. Kanizi at M Beats. So M Beats for me is like the inception of me starting like a professional career.
Okay.
I used to do music like, but professionally doing music, everything started there. Like I would see how like the big man would do things, like the way Mzenga would do things. A big shout out to DJ Mzenga, man. So a big shout out to M Beats too. There's a way that he structured things. You know, when you're working with someone who's a boss, like Filaba Mintakun,
Banj Tashan.
but boss. Not that Wakenti, but I said, but boss. So even him, that side, he was regarded as that. So Mwasangati hierarchy and the separation of power.
Yeah.
The civilization is based on how much energy you use, right? And how you allocate the separation of power. Like ama layers yadi young. So the more layers to your organization, the bigger the organization. So the way back to the day and what M-Beat so far like it's very magical. And like me learning from that, like I would see how they promote music, how they address artists, how they respect the producers, how they respect the promoters, like all that. So now me being there, yasari ngati inkwate kuna privilege ya kuishba Mr. Kanizi because he was like the overall manager of every artist there. Then that's where I also found Kondwan. Kondwan is on my first track on this new EP I just dropped, and is on Andish. Is in my previous EP that I dropped. Is like my go-to person when it comes to music of melodies. So that's where I found like those people. So I found also a producer called Naris there. So it's like a hub of creatives. That's what they created even now. So they nurture talents. Barakupanga from where you are to where you want to be. So either ground the Ama creatives. I feel like I found people I can be working with even when Kuntanshina Bomba in a different man. This is where I found like those people. So like once again, like a big shout out to Mzengaman to exposing me to that audience or to those type of people.
Those kinds of people. Okay, the release of your song, Big Machines. Big song. Everybody loves it. Did you write the song? Who shot the video?
So inevyo mpanga music shibuka kupanga ndana nindu kwa todwimbo. I used to write music back then. Like I used to write my raps back then. But these days what I do is dimbinara ku studio ka. Shaepo no rwimbo ati nara nkwimbo rwimbo rwaso. I would fool myself if I do that. Nara afe ku studio. So I went there. Then Jeddah played me this beat. Bro, I have this beat. Mwari kwa tinama vocals yo bale kodiremo. Then by the chita mute. The type of music we mbaka inama what in a music and so. So he told me like I have this beat that you can like. I think ide umfika filefi watem. So na yo umfa beat. Immediately the beat ide vet pa. Na such ta. So usually what I do, I don't write music, but I do write things that I find interesting. So my manager Mr. Ruin basa tuadea kushuta video ya kwa kanina. Video ya kwa kanina kuchongwe. So tuadenda motoka Mr. Ruin basa and that iwe like motoka tuadenda shahadi ikudu and that iwe these are big machines. Badeisha but narife busy pafonero we just am kavet pa. These are big machines and I saw them, but like I have like notes of where I write. So it's instead of I would just pick like random things people are talking about that I find like intriguing to my mind. I'm like, okay, where do you young fishabu, you know? Like I'm a rapper, so I'm a very big fan of words. You were young fishabu, you know. Then I just wrote it down. So that pap tana time for almost like months. then ida beat yarida unasapisha mati these are big machines. Like I will talk about this and connect it to who I am. So most of the time when I call my dad or when he calls me kulabati ngabasuka bara posha mulishani, then he won't say I'm fine. He will say ndife nyanji.
Inyanji estima.
Inyanja papite stima. Inyanja papite stima, which means I'm strong. Nestima kutidi api?
Tuli apita.
Hey, so he would answer like that.
Yeah.
My dad is a very poetic man. He doesn't know, but so we never offer by dad you say ndife nyanji. So ni nyanji means like this is a very fit thing. Ni machine ikulu. So the way I came up with that jam is I just went to the studio. Actually, the studio is in Kanyam, and this is my first time recording at Jedda's studio. A big shout out to Jeddah Beats. Like he gave me the opportunity to record that jam. By the time I went there, so me this is the way I am. Na idenku kubika vesi ya kakin maru. Then naishi bako Jeddah. Naishi bako Jeddah. Most of the time, me, I work with those people you call underdogs. Those are the people that I work with because I've also been considered that. So there's a song called Skorongingo in my new tape. It talks about how this person was nothing and he was seen as nothing. Then the world needed him at this day and he saved the whole entire world on this one day. Even like the giants wouldn't manage to save the world, but Skorongingo managed to save the world. So I always believe like in people because what you do to others is what will be done unto you. So because also people believed in me, so I believed in him and we made that jam. So I went there, recorded that jam. When we came back, I was like, this jam is hard. We went and like shot the video for the jam, and how I met
where did you shoot the video from? Which locations?
We had like various locations like in the videos. Okay. So my video muna ma locations are ups and ups and.
But you know some locations they are the local.
Some they are local, some they are not local, some they are not tangible.
I hear you.
Yes, like they are out of someone's mind. They are 3D environments. So there's like varieties of locations. So we went and shot that video. So funny thing about that song is I had dropped like even like 4 songs, but I already shot that video. Nadi kwete fi bakamba mu flash po kuchilisha fina pima chao yoichi. So it's about strategy again. Like I always feel like being strategic about things is very important. So if you want to go fast, it's okay to go fast, but you need to have strategy for you to move forward. So, and I've been always like being strategic about things and just making sure like I'm in alignment with like the whole cosmos.
So when that song became a hit, how did that impact your life and your career as an artist?
I feel like that's where like I was dropping tracks before that jam. I was dropping tracks, so I'd already been building like this core fan base of mine. I call them the Karindua citizens. So Karindua Kingdom, we are building the kingdom. So when that jam dropped, it's that jam that now tells everyone like, kwali bo muntu waso. So ngabaisa checking at kwali bo muntu waso. Bafide basa ngofo waba. Note topo wa ambida nishinyapo pain. So on my like professional level of doing music, I started like doing it when we got to like M-Beats, like dropping my tracks officially on my channels and stuff. We were building a brand. Then when that jam dropped, like everything changed. Ngolefo kutiwa pashopu lefo kushita kunango ice or max school. Tetule oshite. Ngolefo kwa kushita kwembalala because people now like like new young boys. So even when you're trying to do like normal stuff, you can't just do normal stuff. You know what I mean? So to me, that song has been like a blessing. It's been like, hey, Mark, Yagwato. We usually what I do is I mark time with music.
Yeah.
On this time, I'll produce these records to mark the time. On this time, I'll produce these records to mark the time. It's up to people to love the jams or not. But for me, I love like every piece that I produce. It's like I'm very fascinated about like the songs that I produce. They are like experiments to me. The same way mwapanga nangu ati wapanga Ford. Ya next wapshimati ndifwa Ford nomba. Pakone kaide bakwatiri kapururuka. O i Ford narapanga. Ikarabo mfya menshi. You get those ideas. So that's how I create my music. So kuna bati ururimbo narapanga tamwabe kick. There's a song that I did with Mera Beats. Tamwaba kick. Then urumbonga wa normal ku studio film filefe mwaba kick fe tu katu. You know what I mean? Tu. But tamwari tu. Narif nyam intentionally because I want to see how, okay, let's say I create it in this way. Yara fumasha and peace. Like ni peace in shinara panga. Ngana so it's like I'm not just following like the whole blueprint about everything. I'm trying to make things that are not there. And I'm trying to understand like why don't we make things like this? Needs to conquer the fed and say so. So even like my people, my listeners, they all follow me on this journey. And they are most of the time like people who listen to my music are creatives. Bantawa tonkanya sana.
Because yari deep.
It's deep, but it's also shallow. Like quite a faith into phone danda. Like I'll get knowledge no. When I danda film feel simple. So that never quite a man understand.
But let me ask a question. You did a song with Slap.
Yes.
Was it the first time you were meeting?
Yeah, I think yeah, in first time. So remember you talked about Kanizika. So Kanizi, he was the person that made it possible for that jam. Because he was telling me like, stop this dropping an album. You need to be on the album. So he made the connect, like, okay. And thanking God, like even right now, Slap accepted me to be on that. It was like, okay, call the boy. In fact, like I've been jamming to his tune, like I love what he's doing right now. So I went there, like I'm always grateful. So this is like my full circle moments. So when we went there, again, I don't go to the studio knowing which jam I'll record. You know what I mean? Like ichetekero cheka fina women of ni kwati ndi wao yo ini na studio aradabira kumondu na adaimba na inishishi bero na adaimba. It's like ngabakubiki that 2 hours before tawalaingira mu studio ka. Tawishi be song wadaimba. 2 hours later now imba song ya kwati. Ngono rimbo waimba na women tawachishi bati umundengira. This is what I'll create. You trust yourself because you're a creator. Yeah. Right? People love you. For my end, this is what I know. People love me not because of one song. They love me because I can create. So they will love every piece. Those are like my true fans. They love every piece that I create, not just one piece. So people should love you because of you being a creator, not of one thing that you created.
You met Sampa the Great. How did you meet? And then also, I know that I remember we saw a video of you and her in the studio, and a lot of us have been anticipating a serious collaboration. Where are we? What has happened? We haven't seen anything yet.
So one thing you need to understand about me is I'm very unpredictable. Not unpredictable, but very unpredictable. So para mule mwana kwa timbina laenda so or timbina lao mapoka move ka so tina umapufende mbia ka so mwacho like umapishwa ta ngakalia ka shani. So usually how I work is like I'm more led by the spirit than by consciousness for like the human being consciousness. Like I'm more led by the super consciousness, which is sometimes it's not like I can make human decisions, and sometimes I don't make human decisions. So especially with my music, I don't follow physicality to make music. I don't say like, okay, apa naraleta sabdi mnimbwe then twaraimba so. But I follow how the spirit leads me. The spirit yanje vet uyu nefe kemboy uyu no uyu ne kemboy waf minefe nangwat kujonde nyu mutraste. So and I'll do that. And what we make out of that is pure magic. So music doesn't now depend on I need to get the best of the best to create the best music. No. Sometimes the best of the best are not known.
Okay, so how far have you gone with the project with Sampa?
So I think we have something in the studio and should be in the near future. We are dropping it, but I want it to drop like there's a certain way I want the record
You want it to be done. Okay, let's speak about your current body of work, your new EP. It took a bit of time for you to sort of like get it out there. Did you have any challenges? Was it strategic? And what are some of the things we can talk about right now in as far as the EP is concerned?
So I'm a project in your phone, they are like spiritual food.
Yeah.
Like if there was chef bandati, that's what we do. Me, I consider myself to be a scientist of music. So I experiment with things. So the music, like the music studio is like the laboratory to me. So ngana amudia, shida yafe mkubika beat pressure. Like indiang to be go to the precise. And I'm trying to experiment the music so that I can create a certain frequency with the music. So the project is titled Fast Lane. This EP is Fast Lane. So Fast Lane is more like a transition. I'm moving from state A to state B, but this phase is called the Fast Lane because it's the transition. So if you ngapari awakati ngama video ka clip na gambia lo wabika po transition pakati hapo. So transition you get things from clip A to clip B. So the first then is the transition of me from this phase to this phase. So your phase yo imbyo njingiremu. Shishi bengara mfuka kwa nioni ni orushani. But in phase yo abantu tabamonapo.
Okay.
And for me, usually I tell people things like, now shwati narach tefia so. Then barada bakwati narira ndefyo fine. Then ngana saf chitoro something boy can't shwati serious feel for randa. So yes, like when you tell someone like, okay, you know, like me, I'll reach on this stage and I'll be doing ABCD. Philamonica impossible. Just like I told you before, like most of my goals look very impossible to the naked eye or to normal human beings. But to me, they are very possible things. And to make sure that I keep record of what I'm doing, I'll tell people like narach tefia so. Filafine yema kula ala kubati yobo funa narach tefia oyo hapa. Ngananda ndech tefia oyo. Dimbia bantu balala bako. Bati filafine funa chidanda. If I has a fish ticket. So the first then is a transition. So actually it's a movie about this guy got 76 drums and how he's moving from this place to the next place. I think it's easier to show than to explain.
So I realized that you on this project you worked with Kanina Kandalama, Natasha Chansa, and Kondwani. Is there a specific reason that you only worked with these guys?
So usually, like I worked with Natasha Chansa, I worked with Kanina Kandalama, I worked with Deoro Ishewe from Zimbabwe. A big shout out to my brother from from Zimbabwe, and also Lazi. So I'm on a project, and I also worked with Moto Zambia is a very good artist. So ngamaya monama names are like they just, to me they are unique, like very unique. What I want to create is not just like music to like yeah kumfisha bwino badaba bika pama chats like oh ninji mbolu mbona baono so lulu mbolu pama chats to impress those people. No, like I don't do music like that. If we do music with Uno, it means it's aligned, you know what I mean? So me creating this music is not about trying to reach certain numbers or anything. Like it's I create music for it to exist.
But maybe another question is, you know, you're a serious showman. You know, like when you're doing a performance.
Yeah.
It's something that we rarely see. You know, are you involved in every aspect of the preparation of your performances? And who are you working with to make sure that, you know, we get what we see or what we get when you're on stage?
I think I'm very involved, like in,
because one know what it's
serious.
No, you're very different.
Cheers. So I'm very involved, like in, so company is, let's say at 76 drums. Me, I'm more focused on the creative side.
Yeah.
So anything to do with creativity, I'm like the deeds. So chila company alikuwa tabala betati, I'm head of department. So in terms of creativity, I'm the head of department. So anything that involves being creative, I'm there and I'm making the decisions, because at the end of the day, I'm the one who knows the vision of the brand. So I need to make sure like I'm leading people to where we should be and where we should go. So when we're making like my stage performances, it will go back to like how we create the music. Like what kind of music are you creating? So for me, performances, I don't see them like what in them Mbafe. I see them as a way of preaching to the people. You know what I mean? Like I see them as a way of communicating. So in a panel 76 drums ka ngoma shingi, they are vessels of God. There's apa abantu apa ini apa. Like God will communicate to me, then I will communicate to the people. So I need to know how to communicate with the people in a way yakwati shibebele dimbifi achilanda is a fit too complex ka, but I need to find a way. That's the reason why God will choose you, because you become like this stream that connects to, let's say like the universal flow of force in you ka. Then walafu utma streams utuwa kutwala nomba kubantu. So ufide wasanga we yakwati let's say ngande folks ta communicate message ili kwa ni gospel, but obon defo kwe batabonfa gospel na alafu awe na rice the more shape so that
you are relevant to,
yes, yeah, like everyone can hear. So even like my performances, this is where I see them. Like I see them as a way of transcending the music to the people, not giving them the music, but transcending the music to the people. This is when people are seeing me perform my music. So it's different from Okumforimba perform and seeing me perform, because in a performance ka, it will change how you see the music and how you listen to the music.
Okay.
So I deliver it in a way that nanguni baby, it might pick one or two
things.
Limbita timo limbifo na imba limbiala timo ko limbitoroshi mfwe. Mwai monaide.
Drums.
Yo.
Pero akamwa eche wati mokuleta on your set.
Pop show.
Then secondly, your music video, Go Getter. You mobilize a very, very huge crowd. Also, Amaonda, Shani, how did you pull this? You know, how did you pull it off?
Okay. So, yomsepelo nzangwa na nkodia. Ishina ya kwen miracle.
Miracle?
So miracle cheap pop show. So if you can't know no car pop show. So if you know for the day land, if you have cheap pop show, like you will be, I feel like in the near future you'll see him making like crazy moves. So now he's just like under the king's protection. So inanikane ida project go get. You see like all these people appear. Like one thing about what we do, right? Is like the people that you see me with are the people you see in the videos. So it's a tribe. It's a wild like people should pay attention, but I feel like eventually with time they'll get to understand. I feel like I don't give people enough of me for them to understand me because I'm very complicated at some point in most cases. So until I show them, that's when they would understand. So in their crowd, na yadimuli go get. Na wild setting yadimuli go get. It's something that we've been working on. And everyone will see it. So even like the characters that appear, those are the characters that you'll be seeing in the future music videos, even like in the future things that we'll be doing.
You'll be doing. I see. Now we still go back to Akamusepela. Are you related?
We are related by alignment.
Okay.
Not by blood, but by alignment.
Drums. What's your opinion on the state of Zambian music and hip hop in Zambia, just in general?
I think we are doing fine. I would like to see it on a perspective where so then. But let's address the positive thing about this. We are growing, and at the rate we are growing, it's very impressive. Like I'm so fascinated about what we are doing right now. I think we are doing something right. Because the example na mpela kwati they say hip hop ka or rap. Just not like even like way back. People wouldn't admit. They were failing to admit like, oh, never fan waka. Not just me. Any other artist, but you know fan waka, you never fan waka nani kane. Ngufosi breezy. Ngufona nani kane. Like they would not associate with the culture. You know what I mean? But now people are very proud to say like, bro, I'm your fan. Like,
Yeah.
So to me, that's growth. If people can admit like, I'm your fan, it means like we are growing. It means what we are doing, people are proud of. They are proud to say, uyu muntu wandu. Because your craft is not something they look down. Like the music makes them proud. So this is why we, even like the type of music that we are creating right now is music that will make you feel your worth of something. Music that will make you push and grind for a better cause.
A lot of people say that you are too creative for the Zambian industry, and you deserve international opportunities. Do we have any plans of doing anything international?
Definitely. So also one thing that
unfortunately that you're too creative for the Zambian industry.
That's interesting to understand because I've been like that like my whole entire life. So I wouldn't know if I'm being too creative because I've been too creative. It's
from
like
the beginning.
It's like uliwa bora ka. Edo basa ko batu uliwa bora. Ewa lapsha mfate like ninomu kanshi ngawafuma. If you see yourself away from yourself, that's when you realize like what teaching kachidanda, like this is too much. So talenti no muntu. Umuntu wakwata talent ka babana talent so it's hard for them to tell if they are too talented or not, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel like me and my craft, like we are one.
Yeah, man.
So when someone tells me like I'm too creative, I wouldn't understand like what they mean. Cause let's say in Insta, let's say mitanga ipera pazarika. Edo ine creativity and in pa 900. Edo muntu anje bati I'm too creative. Because shy papo fimbio film fika 13 chibe. Ofo fide pidibure.
I hear you.
So yeah, but
You're in the
this
process.
this podcast should be like a reminder of where people would go back, like, okay, let's track where this guy came from. They're about to witness greatness.
Okay, so I interrupted you in 30 seconds. Any plans for any international activity, collaboration, or anything? I think you started explaining. Then
Yeah, definitely. So we already like started doing like my international collab. So international can be getting like an artist for a different nation. That's ngati intercontinent niche. What I said there will be artists from continent imbi now from continent. So international basically means like getting other artists from different countries. So that's what we've been doing. We started doing that. So in my EP I have a song called Zuka, which means rise, get up, with a brother from Zim, Deoro Shewe. My forthcoming projects, you get to see like also different names from different countries, because I also want to represent like my country. You know what I mean? So which means they could have music just within our own settings. The idea is to also produce the music on a global scale. But iramba fe panono, but people will get to understand as time
they'll
goes
get to
on.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay, in 60 seconds, I want us to speak about your Kalindula festival.
Yo! Greetings from Kalindula Kingdom Kwaponingu Mesharikana 76 drums.
Are you thinking of executing this year?
Iligo inoye. So the Kalindula Festival is one of those festivals.
Yeah.
So Kalindula Festival ni festival ile akwati ngatawireko kwamba kuishinga toko wadi. Kanshinga nadide.
Naripuswa.
So the festival is on the 1st of August. Kalindula Festi ili pa 1st of August. Noto kulanda ishara ndiri. If katambi kakudia, ndefo bakabulika kilipo akabakeze katambi, shabakeze ndata. I think ali tuwe batatoa
mfuile.
But it's just one of those situations where, you know, like the way I do performances, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and this is what I've seen, like people always try to, they've been telling me like, oh bro, you need to do like your own thing. We've seen like these performances that you put up like on events when we come through. We want to see you do, we want to experience food, like how is it like being in facts. Mm-hmm. So Kalindula Festival is like chonse chikapu bakupera nemba sera. So we are making like this festival like one of the biggest festivals in Zambia. So yeah, you should be on the lookout for tickets for the Kalindula Festival. Yo!
Drums, we've got a question from our previous guest to you. The question to you is, and after this, I'll give you a chance to ask a question to the next guest, right? So the question reads, if you were given an opportunity to change one thing in Zambia, what would that be? Based on your career, your experience, or your passion?
One thing to change about Zambia. Zambia mwarastin. So, like based on what I do, right? I wouldn't say like if they gave me the power, me, I will grant myself the power and I'll just do it. So it's, they need to respect people who create things. And we need to embrace them so that we can have things being created, not things being followed. So should be, they need to, even like just the respect to give people who create, the creatives, give them some respect.
What is your question to our next guest? We don't even know who our next guest is.
Chinchi chirengo kufirwa.
A question here. Chinchi chirenga okufirwa. 76 drums. It's been absolutely fantastic having a chat with you, my brother.
Hey.
We've done almost 1 hour 30 minutes.
Again, it's unde go best. Oh my God. I'm coming.
Wayakwisa. Just serious if you guys. Where? So maybe just before you go, who dresses you? This fashion. Is it you? Is it somebody else? It's very different. We love it.
Cheers. So, just like I explained, like I'll be the head of the creative team, right?
Okay.
But one thing you need to understand, like me as 76 drums, I can't function alone, right? Unless nimbilambo kupanga amakroni and name win. Nangona bikata uyu fashion na Instagram name win at uyu fashion. You need produce. I can have all these different talents, or everyone who can have like all these talents. The fact is, you can't do it alone. You now need to have like the people who are specialized in those things, so that when you give them an idea or an instruction, they can execute with time at a professional level. So even when it comes to like music videos, I might be like the one having like the whole script, but I would need people who spend like the whole entire day doing that. And I'll leave them okay, this is the idea for this one.
And then they execute.
They start executing with their time, because it's their passion, it's their life. So even like when it comes to fashion and design, so we have a brand called Ariv. We also have a brand called One Nation. Those are the companies that make these clothes that we wear. Yeah, so I'm styled by those people, because most of the time ninache chinyanje chaisho pama
Kolanda fechwembe.
lekeni ndande nabadande chinyanje niche na style. So this style, I have it like in my mind. So instead of nkwata mashati hadi 80 na kwata fiano ya moyeni. So sometimes tumwe kwa ndebo kishapfinde for life mofini but nishina fipisa na bad ni fimofi.
Fimofini.
Mepsha matawa kenti besa finish at the orange. Kanshi tedimu. Kanshi yengi. So you know what that does? When you discover yourself or the things that you want to do, it eliminates your excess use of willpower. So willpower ni energy eyo muntu onsa kwata ngabwacha. It's given to you when you ngabwacha idaba ni full bar. Mwamvaga. So willpower eyo tubomfye kupanga ma decision. So ngabwacha instead of uri afe kunchito wambo kushamati naracha yashani ni you are using part of that willpower. So maso sanga the time you need to make like make like the major decisions, you don't have tauri sure because willpower na iche watch fibo mfya kufishiri necessary in terms of for so kwa bokuchi bati name for so na so ngabwacha takuti no kupishamata a 76 dams nala for nina ishbo for kuyafika vipada pa na rasa kwetano na ishwa ta ndefu ale toro shida so nefya so I'm out. So that prevents me from overthinking about what I need to wear, because I know what I wear.
This has been the Kenny T One-on-One podcast. Great conversation with 76 drums.
Yo.
It's been amazing. I'm back again next week, same place, same space.
Hey, nganaf pena from square one tatska she tafidon senga matira kita piribula chapter ingira pabo waluba kwa tilapcha baka kutemwa after ngaba monat fintu bachita kuwachita even better pale bafika kuwachisha baka papata baka mone disaster kafika pota bafika